What's up, guys? My name is Ryan, and I recently returned from a 1-week road trip in the beautiful country of Switzerland. I managed to only spend $500 on my week there, and I want to show you how to do the same. So here is my Switzerland budget travel guide. Switzerland is known as one of the most expensive countries in the world. It's so expensive, it almost makes you mad. But I promise the beauty is worth the money, and if you have a chance, you need to go to Switzerland at least once in your life. So let's start off with getting to Switzerland. So for flights, you can find cheap flights to Zurich or Geneva. I've seen anywhere from $400 to $500 out of the States, but often it can be anywhere from up to $1,000. What I recommend, if the flights aren't cheap, is to fly into a popular airport within Europe, such as London or Paris, where the flights are fairly cheap, and then from there buy a separate ticket to Geneva or to Zurich, and you can get those for anywhere from like $50 to $100. Once you're there, now you need transportation. The first option you can do is you can get the Swiss Travel Pass. The Swiss Travel Pass is awesome. It allows you to use the trains, buses, and boats all over the country. It also allows you to use gondolas for free and other gondolas for half price. So for a 3-day pass that gives you full access, it's about 250 American dollars. For an 8-day pass, it'll cost you $440. Not super cheap, but it's affordable and it's a great option. My second recommendation, and the option that I would prefer, and this is what I did, is renting a car. You can get a car rental for fairly cheap. Like right now, they're about $200 to rent a car for a week. And what's great is if you're traveling with a buddy, you can split the cost. On my trip, I spent $200 on the rental, and then I spent $150 on gas, and then you split that in half, and it makes it pretty affordable. You're free to go wherever, you see some beautiful places, and you don't have to deal with the hassle of public transportation. Alright, so now we're going to talk about lodging. Hotels in Switzerland are notoriously expensive. You can find Airbnbs, if you plan it right, for about $25 to $100 per person. In the high season, it might be a little more expensive than that, but that is affordable, and if you're with somebody, you can split that cost. What me and my friend Danny did is we actually found a lodge in the mountains of Appenzell, and we spent the night there for $45. And that included breakfast, and it was awesome. There are cheap options for lodging if you plan it out. All right, so after lodging, we're going to talk about food. Now, you don't go to Switzerland for the food, you go there for the beauty. The food is so expensive there, it almost makes you mad. Like if you want a good meal at a restaurant, it's going to cost you $40 to $60. So what I did is I went into the grocery stores. The two main grocery stores are Coop and Migros, and while most of the stuff is fairly expensive there, you are able to find good deals on stuff, and there are a lot of things that are actually cheaper there than they are in the States. Like for example, chocolate. You can get a nice bar of chocolate for 50 cents. You can get a pound of pasta for $1 if you're able to make it. They also have pre-made pastas and salads for like $2 to $3. There is cheap things in the store, you just have to find it out. But I would definitely recommend going to grocery stores. If you're not feeling like a grocery store, you want to go somewhere like fast food. What I did, I might get some hate for this, is I would always go to McDonald's. And even though the McDonald's in Switzerland is the most expensive McDonald's in the world, look it up on the Big Mac Index, there is a few cheap items. A cheeseburger, which costs $1 in the States, is $2.50 in Switzerland. That's what I did. Stay away from gas stations, stay away from restaurants if you want to save money. All right, so the last thing on the list is entertainment, and this is like gondolas, special train rides, other activities. These can get very expensive. It's typical for a gondola to cost anywhere from like $30 to $100, and special train rides such as Jungfraujoch can cost about $240. So that's a lot of money. If you have the Swiss Travel Pass, you can get free gondola rides, and others are going to be half off. What I recommend if you want to save money is maybe just plan out on doing 1 or 2 on the trip, and then the other ones you can hike. This is what I did in Grindelwald. I did not want to pay $60 to take a gondola up the mountain. So I saw a mountain peak I wanted to hike straight up the mountain, and it was awesome. I had the whole place to myself, and just had a wonderful experience. But if you do want to do these gondolas or these train rides, you can get half off. This is what we did at Jungfraujoch. We did the early bird special, so instead of paying $200, we got it for half price, so that saved us some money. You just gotta decide if you want to splurge or not. That is it for entertainment, and that is Switzerland Budget Travel Guide. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you haven't seen it yet, I made a top 10 video of my favorite places in Switzerland. Make sure you check that out. Anyways, it's Ryan, and we will see you later.